Hello and welcome back, or welcome to the Riley Brakefield Show. I am your host, Riley Brakefield, also known as Titties by my friends and my enemies on the streets and on Twitter. Check me out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I'm posting on all three, not all the time, but every now and then you can follow me. I'm mostly on Twitter. It's where I try to be funny. It's where I'm trying to get my comedy career going, so please go follow me there. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, you name it, whatever you listen to me on, like, share, subscribe, help me get those downloads up, share with your friends, do whatever you can. If you're new here, this podcast is about sports, mostly college, trying to catch a pedophile, talking politics. I mean, you name it. If it's on my mind, if it's going on in the world, if I give a shit about it, I'm going to talk about it. Could be anything. You can even message me on a social media app and tell me what you want me to talk about. I'll probably talk about it. Just try to get more followers, try to boost the engagement. Got to do what you got to do. But anyways, today's show, news, couple of fun things, my top 5 NBA finals, and something special at the end. Something special at the end for my tough guys. Not my tough guys, I guess. You'll understand at the end. Whatever. It'll be good. It'll be worth it. So like, share, subscribe. Let's go. Starting off with our news, as always, Dan Snyder selling the team. Not officially official yet, but he did agree to a $6 billion offer, then did get a cash offer after the fact of $7 billion. So I think the owners have to approve that. They have to come together and kind of approve that or something like that. But it does seem like the Commanders have new ownership. They definitely need it. I mean, they made the playoffs in a couple times over the course of the past couple of years, but they really have been dumpster fire organization. The field is horrible. The stadium is horrible. I mean, you name it, it's not really the best. So it could really use an upgrade, something fresh, something new. So I'm excited. I'm excited for the Commanders and for Commanders fans as well. Allen Robinson is getting traded to the Steelers. Steelers seem to be a little bit aggressive this offseason, actually get another weapon for Kenny Pickett. Rams seem to be like they're just kind of trading everybody, saving some cap space, looking at possibly rebuilding or something like that. Not necessarily rebuild, but get some new, fresh, young talent in there. But excited for Allen Robinson, kind of get a refresh. Didn't really do too well for the Rams this last year, so something new, something different. They do kind of need a veteran wide receiver. The Steelers do, I'd say, somebody to kind of help that young room come along, and also he can produce. He just needs to be given the opportunity. Something that kind of surprised me but didn't at the same time. Tua Tagovailoa had a press conference today, I believe. Yeah, it was today. Yeah. And, he said he thought about possibly retirement based off all the injuries, especially the concussion ones. I don't totally disagree with him. I thought about that for himself. I was like, I wouldn't, if another one happens, it might just be worth retirement. But he decided he's going to play this year. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully, he stays healthy all year long. Things go his way, but you just never know, So just happy for him. Hopefully he's in a good place. You just hate to see that because he's a good young quarterback. Just don't want to see him have to retire at a young age because of injuries. I mean, he had the hip thing and ankle thing, I believe, at Bama. Now the concussions, so it just keeps piling up. It takes a lot. It takes a toll on somebody. Speaking of injuries, Damar Hamlin, he is, our thoughts and prayers worked. He's cleared for NFL activity. He's alive and well still, so excited for him. Back to full health, hopefully, by the start of next season and can get back out there and compete. Jalen Hurts became the highest paid player in NFL history. Yeah, he got $250-some million. Hiccups. God damn it. I always get the fucking hiccups when I record. I swear to God. Sorry, God. But Jalen Hurts, highest paid player in the NFL now. Kind of resetting the market for quarterbacks. Also, for Lamar Jackson begs the question, how much is he worth? And, you got Joe Burrow, Justin Herbert coming up. So interesting to see, what those guys can get, what those guys can command. But Eagles kind of fucking themselves for the future, in my opinion. Jalen Hurts is good. I just don't. They lost a lot of pieces. Now they're paying Jalen a lot of money. You just never know which way the cookie could crumble, I guess. Lauri Markkanen is serving his time in the Finland Army. The Finnish native had said earlier this season that he would be doing that. I think once the Jazz were officially eliminated from the playoffs. Pretty funny picture of him. It's not really funny, but it made me wonder and think if Finland actually did go to war, he would be the tallest motherfucker out there, so he'd easily get shot. So but good for him. Good for his Finnish heritage. two big names have entered the draft the past couple days. Adam Sanogo of UConn, possible late first round, early second round pick, and Zach Edey of Purdue. Edey will be keeping his eligibility so that he can possibly come back, which I think more likely he will do. I don't think that he's really NBA ready. Has great size, but the NBA is not really too keen on their size. You know what I mean? So I think he'll more likely come back. Sanogo, I think he'll probably be a late first round pick. I think that he possibly does have an NBA future. I mean, his size and what he can really do down low. But like I said, heavy post presence, especially not necessarily something the NBA is always looking to get. So, but I think Sanogo's for sure staying in the draft, but Edey is possible to come back, which I think more than likely he will come back. Saw something cool today for the Mariners. They have a new home run celebration trophy or trinket or whatever you want to call it. They have a trident that's gold. It's beautiful, illustrious, so it's really cool. If you haven't seen it, go check that out for sure. Mikey Williams, an incoming freshman for the Memphis Tigers basketball team next year. If you don't know who he is, pretty popular name. He's been around for a couple of years, makes a lot of high explosive plays, but he also apparently is in some gang shit like John Morant. That's probably why he went to Memphis. He was arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon or something like that, or attempted assault with a deadly weapon, I believe. So a couple charges looking his way, but not sure. Penny Hardaway came out and said that he's still with the team. Obviously the investigation's ongoing, so we'll see what happens. One political thing that I want to talk about today, the Biden is set to veto a bill that would not allow transgender athletes to compete in women's sports, which I think is totally fair, totally justified. I don't think that someone that's a biological male, men and women, their DNA and genetic makeup are completely different. Men are more athletic than women. It's a proven fact. There are some women who are more athletic than men. I'm not saying that's not the case, but at a natural base level, especially when you're talking about athletes, men are more times likely more athletic than women. That's why Leah Thomas won so easy in the swimming competitions. People like Riley Gaines who got beat by Leah Thomas have been actively speaking out about this. One name that I was really surprised to see was Sage Steele. She works at ESPN, just coming from ESPN. It's weird, but she was standing up. It's not fair for women. I don't think it is. Someone that has a biological male's body, I don't care how many hormones, no matter what you do, you are more athletic than most women. It's just point blank period. That's just how we were made. You can't deny that. So I think that it's kind of fucked up that he's vetoing it and he's saying he doesn't want them to get discriminated against, but it's like you're discriminating against women, in my opinion, as a whole. So just pick which ones you want to, got to make sure he gets all those votes first for his election that he hopefully won't win. Now I have a unreal would you rather that really got my mind boggulated, where most people voted, I guess. Would you rather go back in time or go into the future, but you can't interact, can't do nothing with anybody, can't change stuff, yada, yada, yada. But I don't really know the stipulations there, because it's like, can you bring a phone? If you bring a phone, that's cool. That's what I would like to do. But 72% picked to go to the future. And I'm confused as to why. Why would you want to go to the future? Why would you want to see the way that you possibly die, the way that your family members die? Like, what is exciting about the future? It's like, my future is exciting, my life is exciting, but at the same time, I'm more excited for that stuff because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know, the triumphs that I'm going to go through, the trials I'm going to go through. I would so much rather go back to the past, watch the aliens build the pyramids, possibly go back to when Jesus came around, make sure he's real, and then I can be like, okay, I believe in God fully now. Or, possibly catch all the fucking Hollywood and political pedophiles, catch them in the act. If I can bring a phone around, I'm snapping pictures and I'm just going to start leaking them on the internet. Boom. Done deal. Over with. I would so much rather go back to the past. Watch Hitler burn, or see if Hitler was still alive. Figure out that mystery. Figure out if dinosaurs are actually real. I don't necessarily believe that they were. Go see Adam and Eve. I think they're the ones that started out, the human civilization. I don't believe that we were cavemen. That just doesn't make sense to me. Figure out if, it is on a 6,000 year rotation that the earth changes and everything flips around. Go see Atlantis, possibly. See woolly mammoths. You name it. I would so much rather go back and look at all the mysteries that we have today than go to the future. What's the point? Like I said, see the way you die, see yourself get cheated on. Anything see the nuclear war. That'd be kind of cool. I mean, but then again, it's like if you go in the future, then you bring back that knowledge with you, you're gonna fuck it all up because you're gonna do one little thing in the butterfly effect. Number one rule of time travel. So if you're going in the future, but you can still get all that information, you're still getting the butterfly effect. But if you're going into the past and you're not interacting with anyone, but you're gathering this information, you can't necessarily butterfly effect. All you can do is affect the future. So I'd much rather go back to the past. But tell me what you think. Say what you think in the comments. Let's go that way. Say what you say in the comments. I don't know, whatever. A little segment that goes around, high thought of the week. This week, I was enjoying an edible like the one that is kicking in now. And it got me thinking. I've been reading Fire and Dragon by George R. R. Martin. It's the basis for House of Dragon, the new HBO Max show. Started reading it because I'm starting to like to read again. And also I wanted to watch the show. I like to read books and then watch movies or TV shows. It just makes it funner for me, whatever. But I thought about what if someone like a Game of Thrones, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings type of fantasy, something like that, or whoever, started off a TV show like the first year in the history of this world that they built. They go back to when it all really started, like the Game of Thrones, like the First Men or something like that. You just start there, and then you just go and go and go, and you go for like 100 years. You just do 100 seasons. You always have these new actors. People are always getting paid. People are always going to watch because they're going to tune in just because they're going to get curious. This show is going to be on for the history of ever until, the world ends. But then it's like, how cool would that? I just think it'd be a great idea, HBO Max, give me a call. See if we can work out a deal. It is my idea. George R. Martin, give me a call. Work out a deal. Whatever you guys want to do. But I just think it'd be cool to have a TV show that just goes on and on and on. But it's something cool. It's not Law and Order or Grey's Anatomy or some lame ass show like that. It's something that's cool, that's fantasy driven, that has killing, possible dicks and tits here and there. Everyone likes those. So keep the women happy, keep the men happy. Throw everything in there. Boom. Done deal. Greatest television show in the history of television. Can't tell me I'm wrong. Can't tell me I'm right. But be cool if somebody tried to do that. That's my high thought of the week. Now we will move to another fun segment that I always enjoy. And this one I feel like is really, really going to be something special. My top 5 things that I will never understand. Number 1, it's going to shock a lot of people. The number 1 thing that I'll probably never understand is washing your hands on a regular basis. I never wash my hands. If I get shit on my hands, yeah, I wash them. If I get puke on my hands, I wash them. Something absolutely disgusting like that, I wash them. Pee, whatever, dude, it's just a little bit of piss. I probably drink it on a daily basis. I just don't know it, right? So what's the harm? But I've never understood continuously washing your hands just to wash your hands, like after you go to the bathroom. Like if you do shit, you get shit in your hands, yeah, maybe. But I regularly do not wash my hands. I'm a type 1 diabetic. My immune system is more compromised than others, but I don't get sick because I know for a fact it's because I don't wash my hands. Because I go through Walmart, dude. I'll touch everything, man. I'll drink something after somebody else drank it that I don't even know who they are. I don't get sick on a regular basis. I just don't. I believe it's because I don't wash my hands. So why would you wash your hands on a regular basis? I'm just trying to spread the word. I just don't agree in washing hands. Couldn't turn this into a political thing. We don't have to, but we could. I don't know. It could. Who knows? That's just the world we live in today. Number two thing I'll never understand is being in a gang. Like really, you're gonna you're gonna go out there and die for people and kill people so you can hope possibly not end up in jail. It's like, bro, at that point, just go join the army. You get paid to kill people. You're going to get free healthcare. You're going to get free schooling when you're done. You're considered an actual badass. Like that seems like a more smart compromise. Clean the streets for the kids, for your future. Exactly. I just never understood the point of gangs. Like it's not like a cool flex. It's like, wow, you have so many drugs and so many guns. Like, congratulations. You gonna shoot me now? Like I've never been scared of a gangbanger. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, maybe I have. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever really met a gangbanger, but I just don't see, like, what's the point of being in a gang? I just don't understand that. Just go join your local union or go join the army, You don't got to kill people and end up in jail for the rest of your life for one stupid mistake. I just don't understand it. Number 3, cheating. I'll never understand cheating. Like, not like cheating on a math test or cheating a video game or something like that. Like, just cheating on someone that you're in a relationship with. I will never understand that. Like, if you're going to sit there and commit all your time to them, and then especially if you're married, like, you say all these vows, say all this stuff, but then you're going to cheat on them. Why? Because you didn't feel like you were getting enough or they weren't giving you enough. It's like at that point, you just do this thing where I'm doing right now. You just communicate. You just use your voice, you use your words like an adult. I've just never understood cheating. Like, it can't be that bad to like do something so heinous, in my opinion. So I'll just never understand it. So they gotta bring Is Cheaters still on TV? They gotta bring that show back. That was a good show. Today's World, Cheaters would be spicy content. Spicy content. It'd be good. It'd be really good. Number 4 thing I'll never understand is saying that you'll never try drugs. What do you mean you'd never try drugs? I didn't personally pass their class when I was a kid because I was like, come on, I'm gonna try drugs. I mean, like I said, this edible is kicking in right now. So it's like, why would you say you'd never try drugs? You never just want to experience something? I mean, personally, I believe that most drugs are probably better than alcohol because like alcohol is not actually from this earth like a lot of drugs are, you know? So you just start mixing that stuff in there. Personally, the way that I personally want to go out is like if I'm on my deathbed, you know, I want to smoke a joint, get a little high, get one last meal, like a little bit of prison sentence pretty much. You know, maybe beer bomb a couple beers, snort a couple lines of coke, you know, pop a little LSD or Molly, kind of get those juices flowing. Right as I'm on the come down, just boom, bang, heroin in the arm, crack pipe in the mouth, just going out in bliss. Either it kills me or I survive and become a new man. It's all up to the man upstairs. But that's personally the way that I would like to end my life. I just want to try. Why not try them all once? Like, you know, it's not like being gay where it's like you tried it once, okay, now you're labeled for life. It's like you tried it once, ooh, you're not a drug addict. I mean, some people might call you a drug addict, but it's only if you destroy your life with the drugs. So just my thoughts there. Number 5 thing that I'll never understand: car people, car guys, car girls, whatever you call yourselves. I've never understood like the allure of like having a collection of cars, or like, oh, I want a really nice car. I drive a decent nice truck that I shouldn't have really bought when I was 20 years old because I was making a decent amount of money, but I didn't look at it. I mean, I kind of did, but like I've never been someone they'll be like, ooh, I want this, I want that. Like I didn't go into the dealership like, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I want. I was just kind of like, oh, that's cool, yeah, I like it. Girl guard looks fucking cool, I'll take that. But like I've never understood like that. I'm not hating, not at all. I don't know if that's something I'll ever understand. I don't understand the allure of it, I guess. But my top 5 things that I will never understand. So moving on to a little bit of NBA playoff talk. Starting off, Bucks Heat, game 2 tonight. Heat took a 1-0 lead on Sunday when they played. Was that Sunday? Yeah, Sunday. Heat, a little bit more fresh legs, I would say. Honestly, you know, playing a couple more games in the play-in, I think kind of gave them advantage. They're a team that if they're kind of getting hot, they can be really good. You know, this is a team that's been in the finals, conference finals. You know, they've been around the past couple of years, put a lot of long runs together, you know. So I still think that they're definitely a dangerous team to look out for. And, you know, Giannis, he's day-to-day. I don't know if he's playing tonight. If he's not, very dangerous. The Bucks could go down 0-2. Not safe, even with the Heat. I know they're the 8 seed, but you can't look at this Heat team as an 8 seed. They're feisty. Jimmy Butler's been known to play well in the playoffs. Kyle Lowry, I think he's out for sure tonight. You know, they have a lot of experience. They have a lot of talent. So they're definitely not a team that will go down 0-2, you know? But I do think the Bucks will hopefully pull out the series as long as Giannis plays. If he doesn't, could get bad. Could get really bad. Cavs, Knicks, the 4 versus 5 out in the East. This series tied 1-1 after the Cavs tied it up last night. They played really good. Knicks weren't looking too hot. I'm still riding with the Cavs to win this series. I just don't see how the Knicks could win. I think the Cavs are just very deep. I think they're a very deep team. A lot of young talent. I just think their ability to score comes a lot easier, in my opinion. But I think Cavs will win this one. You know, I'm sure D Rose was having flashbacks last night when Julius Randle went down with his injury, and then Tom Thibodeau put him right back in. That's how pretty much what ended Derrick Rose's star-studded career. So, number 3, 76ers Nets. Sixers been playing a really good game and a half basketball. Didn't look too good in the first half last night or the other night against the Nets. Nets are a feisty little team. You know, they have talent. They're good, but I don't think that they can keep up with the Sixers. I think the Sixers are going to keep playing good, sweep this series, set up a matchup with the Celtics in the semifinals because they were tearing up the Hawks. Hawks came out hot last night, but ultimately Celtics overwhelmed them. Trae Young's not been playing too great in the playoffs pretty much ever since that Eastern Conference Finals run. So I'm not really too reliant on the Hawks really making a run here. I could see them stealing the game. You know, I could see Nets stealing the game, you know, when they're back home these next 2 games. But I really think both those teams are going to sweep, set up a big-time conference finals matchup. Out west, we got the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Same thing, 4-0 sweep. Jokic dominated. Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, they had no help for him defensively, and I don't like the Timberwolves too much. I think they could be good, but I just don't like the two bigs that they have, Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert. So no. Nuggets should win this series. Jamal Murray, he's playing really good. He's back playing really good playoff basketball. They play tonight as well. That should be a good one. But I think the Nuggets will sweep this one 4-0. But gotta itch the throat first. By far, my favorite series, fun series to watch here that I know for sure is going to go 7 games. Suns, Clippers. Suns tied it up last night after their win. A lot of fun here. A lot of big storylines. Russ had a great defensive play game 1. Game 2, he was playing really good offensively. Not enough though. Kawhi's really been taking over though in these games. And if they had Paul George, I think they'd be up 2-0 right now. Easy. Because the biggest storyline everyone's talking about it is the depth of the Suns. They're not too deep. Torrey Craig, Biyombo, they did step up last night. And before they didn't, Biyombo early in that game wasn't really stepping up. So that's really what the Suns need. They really need their role players to step up and have good games, because if they don't, they're not going to be in this series. They get in some foul trouble, they could be in a lot of trouble. But, it's been fun already. Scott Foster was reffing last night. If you're not familiar, Chris Paul had lost his last 14 games to him, but he got his revenge finally. So that was kind of funny, kind of cool. I was really hoping. I did end up putting a feature on the Clippers, actually. I forgot to mention that. I did end up putting a little bit of feature down. I probably just jinxed it talking about it, but whatever. I got to do what I got to do. I mean, you had Russ yelling at the one fan in the back lounge or whatever after the game, saying it, watch your mouth, motherfucker. Like, it was just unreal fun stuff. It's going to be a great series. I just see it going 7 games. There's no way it doesn't. I think Clippers are going to play good. I think Suns are going to play good. Back and forth. But who knows? I'm just a guy with like 10 podcast listeners. I'm just talking what I feel. So bet it or don't. But I would bet the future. I have a good feeling because Paul George is possibly supposed to be back for game 2 of the round 2, of the playoffs. So if Clippers win this one, I think they could really have a chance beating the Nuggets as well. So definitely something to watch out there. Kings, Warriors, been pretty fun already. 2 really good games. Kings are up 2-0 now, heading over to Golden State. A lot's been going on. I mean, Darren Fox has been playing really good. One of my favorite storylines probably about this series, though, is Harrison Barnes, who obviously, North Carolina alum. Love that guy to death. He had a Harrison Barnes jersey when I was growing up. But, he's played for the Warriors. Obviously, he was part of that first championship team. Then they kicked him out the door to get Kevin Durant. But, he's kind of got something to prove. He's like, no, the problem was never me. I helped you guys win a title, or kind of that kind of mentality. I'm sure he has something like that going on. So for him, it means a lot. I really like the Kings. They're built really well. Mike Brown's doing an unreal job coaching right now. The Warriors, I don't know. If they're not shooting well, they're going to lose. But, the big storyline is obviously Draymond Green. He ended up getting suspended for Game 3. Personally, to me, I didn't see Domantas Sabonis really grab his leg. I watched the video a couple times. I just didn't see people seeing that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just colorblind. Get it? I don't know. If you did, cool. If you didn't, whatever. I thought it was funny. But he'll be out Game 3, Draymond Green. So, that does hurt them. I mean, he, as annoying as he can be, he is really important to their offense and their defensive strength and just the team as a whole. I mean, he's kind of the loudmouth of the team. So I don't know. It's going to be really important. I think the Warriors really need to win this game. I could see, they win Game 3. Draymond comes back for Game 4. They're at home still. Win that one. Kings go Game 5. Game 6 back in Golden State. Warriors win Game 7. Winner takes all. I could really see that happening. I mean, Game 3 is really the important game here with Draymond being out. If the Kings can take advantage, I think that it should be over pretty quick. I think they could gentleman sweep them probably. But, there's just, and then Draymond Green, after getting ejected, his little freak out, it reminded me of, like, you ever seen your buddy when he's super drunk and he's, like, having a mental breakdown and he's just freaking out? That's exactly what it was. And Jordan Poole sitting there clapping, like, egging it on, like, he's seen that face before. He did not want to get punched again. So he had to agree with what Draymond was doing. Lighting the beam is cool as hell. So I'm really rooting for Sacramento to hopefully make a run here and possibly go win NBA Finals. Doubt it, but it'd be cool. Last one here, Grizzlies Lakers. Currently watching this game. 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Grizzlies are up by 13. No John Morant, no Steven Adams, no Brandon Clark. Brandon Clark out for the season. Really, that's a big miss for them. But at the same time, not having Ja or Steven Adams, Ja's kind of that point guard facilitator. Not necessarily the facilitator, though. Really good defensively, offensively. You know what he can do. Adams kind of the enforcer down low. Not having him is kind of tough. A little bit of a rebound disadvantage there. Grizzlies are looking really good right now, but who knows what's going to happen. But I don't know how long Adams is going to be out. John Morant also out. I forgot to talk about that with Giannis earlier. Giannis, obviously, he got hurt with the charge call. He got called for the charge on Sunday when he was driving in, hit Kevin Love. Kind of sparked a lot of debate. And John Morant, same thing happened to him as well. He got injured on a charge call. So it really got a lot of debate talking online. Everyone's saying we should get rid of the charge. And I agree to an extent. I think that, when you stand up there and grab your nuts and just kind of slide in, I think we should get rid of that. I think that you can still keep, if someone's lowering their shoulder, yeah, you want to keep that. That's still a charge in my opinion. But, the sliding in, being there, perfect timing, it almost feels unfair, I do think it's an easy cop-out for the defense. I really do. I don't agree with it. I would much rather see it not in the game. So I agree with that. But I do, however, back to the Grizzlies-Lakers series here. I think the Grizzlies, as long as they do not lose tonight, I think that they are going to be in really good position to win this series. I just don't want to see the Lakers. I just don't want to see the Lakers win. So I hate LeBron, but whatever. So room for the Grizzlies. They have to win tonight, though. It's very important. They do not want to go to Los Angeles down 0-2. You will not come back from that. On the road again? Hell no. Last thing for the show here before I close out. I want to get into hockey a little bit more. NHL playoffs is going on. I've always heard how fun the NHL playoffs are. I've never had a hockey team, but I want a hockey team. So I'm looking, I'll put my feelers out there. I'm in free agency. I'm looking for a team. So I decided, I'll make a little top five teams I want to be a fan of for hockey. See what, the people, my followers, the people online, see what they pick. I was going to do a Twitter poll, clip this out as well. But here are my top 5 teams. I obviously picked playoff teams because I want to get invested now into the playoffs. Number 1, Boston Bruins. These are in no particular order. Boston Bruins, though. Number 1, I'm a Red Sox fan, Red Sox/Mariners baseball fan. So, I figured why not be a Boston Bruins fan. I am also a Celtics fan. So, it's just kind of keep that whole Boston connection. They have, what's his name? David Prashnik. I believe is how you say that. I'm not sure. I'm probably wrong. But he seems like he's a stud. I know the Bruins are supposed to be really good this year. So, possibly interested. Just depends on, what they can offer me. Number 2, Seattle Kraken, for 1, basically being a badass name. 2, like I said, I'm also a Mariners baseball fan. 3, if I were to go to visit a game, they have legal marijuana there, so that's cool. I'm from Montana. I don't live there now, but I might move back. And, it's that's only 12, 15-hour drive, go catch Stanley Cup playoffs or whatever. Like I said, badass name too. So open to offers to be a fan of the Seattle Kraken as well. Number 3, Colorado Avalanche. For might as well be a little bit of a bandwagon here. They got what's his name, Nathan McKinnon. He's a stud apparently. Reigning champs last year. I like Colorado. Thought about moving there possibly someday. They also have legal marijuana, so if I visit, that's cool. And they're just cool. I like their color. They have a badass color scheme, I think, actually. They're still a southern team, so it kind of keeps me in the South. So I like that aspect too. Number 4, Las Vegas, Golden Knights. Love their color scheme, love the name. It's in Vegas. I know that they're an expansion team too. They've been having some success the past couple years as well as soon as they got into the league. So I wouldn't mind being a fan of them. It's Vegas. I've never been, but I've always wanted to go. I love to gamble. So it's go catch a game, gamble, boom, win-win deal. See what they can offer. Obviously it's free agency here. Last team, Toronto Maple Leafs. I know that they were once a great franchise and they've been really bad the past couple of years. So, well, not bad, but they've never won the championship. They keep choking. So I think those are my top 5. Those are the top 5 teams I'd be interested in being a fan of NHL-wise. So let me know. Let me know what you think. But anyways, that is today's show. I appreciate you for listening. I appreciate you if you're a follower and you've listened to a couple of these now. It means the world to me. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. What else? Send to a friend, family member, send to somebody that's a fan of hockey so that, they can tell me what team. If I should pick somebody else, pick one of those, whatever. But for now, your boy Titties is out.